We have the best weather out here in America right now.
What is it out there right now?
Phoenix, we're in the 80s, 78, 70, late 70s.
In the desert.
Yep. Yeah, desert. But I mean, people move out here during
to retire.
What? Charles Barkley lives here.
That don't mean nothing. He's just trying to stay away from things. Do you know that California is the #1 most visited state in the country? I don't remember what the numbers are of how many people come, but not even just people like traveling within the United States to California, but it's also people that come from out of the country. It is still the top visited state. All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of SS Chat with Chyke Gee. I am G and he's Chyke.
What's up, people?
All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about misconceptions. Dun, dun. This is a huge one. I guess it goes into that realm of like stigma and misinformation. Misconceptions is like the umbrella of everything. We put a questionnaire on Instagram asking people what are some misconceptions you hear about sickle cell disease, and we wanted to have a conversation based on what people are saying, right? So Chyke, are you ready? I'm going to read some out for you and then tell me what you think. Someone said that one of the misconceptions they face is that every case is the same.
That every sickle cell, like when they go to crisis, that it's always has the same thing.
Yeah, the same effect, or like everybody's body is different. So I think she meant like in terms of where different forms affect different people in different ways. What are some of the differences you've seen? I think what she's saying is about like, okay, this person will have different type of pain. This person will have different type of pain. It's not always the same thing. Like for me, I know when I go into crisis, usually the thing that happens is usually like from my head, I start feeling a little woozy and the pain comes in the head and it's thumping and all that. And I'm not talking about headache. No, people might say, oh, headache. No, not headache. Pain in your head. And it's just like thumping. And then from there, it starts to spread to my chest and all that. You know what I mean? My cousin, I know my cousin, the way he gets his is different. Like when he goes into crisis, it usually starts in his groin. So that's different. Now I've never had that. And then the tolerance too. Like me, I know I can tolerate really, really high pain level, but we all, anyone that has sickle cell, we have high pain tolerance. Another one that is on here says back in the days, kids were told by adults they would catch it if they touched someone. And then another person says that it's contagious. Right. Yeah. That one almost speaks for itself, honestly. I mean, but then again, it is the misconception. Like you gonna touch somebody and I'm gonna Chyke. All them times I don't give you a hug. You would have had it by now. You would have been twisting around in the ER. That one is just ridiculous. This is a good one. I like this one. It says, letting fear of having pain crisis hold you back from things you want to do. She says, for example, swimming. I know why she said that. Yeah, I get why she said that. Okay, tell us why she said that. She mentioned swimming specifically because for us, right? You know that cold that hits you as soon as the initial when you come out with the pool? Yep. The initial cold that hits you. Yeah. Man, to us, if we're not careful, it could just trigger a crisis. Next thing you know, your joints are hurting and all that stuff, and then from there it goes into a crisis. So that's why she said that. I bet when I saw that, I saw her mention swim. I'm like, yes. Or another thing that was mentioned in this message is, can you actually not cut your hair? What? Not cut your hair? What are we, like Samson in the Bible, and we can't cut our hair for the power or something? Hey, misconception. We can't cut our hair. I think they might be talking about the cold or something. Maybe the hair helps protect the cold or something. I don't know. Someone says one of the misconceptions is that we are drug seeking and that our pain isn't real. Mm-hmm.
our disability isn't real. I think this is the one that really frustrates me and makes me really angry, because one of the reasons why there's so many reasons why we're having this conversation, right? One of the reasons is the racism in the medical field. A lot of things that are not provided for people in our community. And when you have a disease like this, you've talked about going into the hospital and being in a crisis and being in so much pain, and a nurse. Tell us about that story.
But when I was in the ER, I was in a lot of pain. She wouldn't give me my medication. She's like, oh no, you're fine. And she went and drafted like a discharge paper when I was still laying in bed, twisting around, right?
Wow.
He just walks in and says, oh, here, you have to go. I'm like, my doctor, have you guys talked to my doctor? She's like, well, we don't need to talk to your doctor. We've given you, we're done with you. Do you want us to call you a cab?
Wow.
And then she's forcing me out and I'm, at this point, I'm getting emotional, because I'm still in severe pain, and I'm getting emotional, and I'm thinking, you really think I enjoy coming in here? And she called the security to come escort me out. I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, let me get my cane.
And this was in the ER?
Yeah. Okay, at least let me get my cane, because, the vascular necrosis. At least let me get my cane. It's right there under the bed. And they're like, you didn't walk in here with a cane. You didn't walk in here with a cane. And push me and just walk me out. Wow. And I sat there, and it was drizzling. It was drizzling a little bit, At this point, my pain is coming back again, getting worse again. And I'm just laying there. So I called my sister. Mm-hmm. Eventually, that security guy walked in and found my cane under the bed, and then ran outside. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know. Here's your cane. I'm so sorry.
They literally dragged you out, Chyke.
Yeah. And my sister got there and saw me outside, and she walked in, and it was a fight. And at the end of the day, they ended up writing a letter, sending me a letter apologizing for what they did or whatever. They were gonna,
What is a letter gonna do?
Exactly.
I was talking about some of the misconceptions, inability to have children. If there's a woman that has sickle cell.
Right. No,
I mean, I know people that have sickle cell and have had kids.
Exactly. So you already know that. You know the answer to that one. So, but that's what makes it harder for the women too. Women with sickle cell,
right?
It makes it harder for them too, because you already have this disease where everyone feels like you're like an outcast. You're like you're not. No one's supposed to marry you. And then on top of it, you throw in that the misconception about like not being able to have a baby. And in Nigeria, it's like, oh my God, in Nigeria, marriage is all about procreation. They just thinking about, hey, you gonna give me some grandbabies. Yeah, somebody was asking about sex, right?
Sex, yes.
Like what?
They didn't elaborate on that, and I was like, that could be a misconception, but I wanted to know more. Like, are they talking about sex in terms of like,
are we able to or something?
Like,
are they saying like, are we able to do it or something? Trust me, we don't have any problem with that. Okay, let me tell you really weird.
What are you gonna tell me, Chyke? I'm scared.
The girl in college and all that stuff. Of course, like I told you, I never divulge that information. I don't tell people that I have sickle cell when we're dating. Mm-hmm. In college and just having fun and everything. Mm-hmm. And when it gets down to it or whatever, while the person is on top or whatever, I feel my crisis coming on. and like, should I continue?
Yes, continue.
And it was the bad one, right? I felt that my lips start going numb and everything. Wow. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, shit. I start trying to find some kind of weird excuse to stop everything. And I just like lay there and I'm just like, oh my God. I think I forgot something. I gotta go.
No, you did not.
So I just had to find some kind of excuse to dip.
So how did you get off? How did you get up?
I was like, okay. I was just like,
don't tell me you had to toss her out. Toss her to the side. Goodness. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, what was her reaction?
Like, when I did that, like, first off, she was stunned, like wondering,
like what's going on.
So I did that, and I bolted into the bathroom, just put on, I didn't even finish putting on my clothes. I just put on my jacket, put on this, and I just ran straight to the door, and I'm like, I'll call you, okay? I'll call you, okay? Oh my God, I just forgot something. Oh my, I'll tell you all about it later. And I just bolted and got into my car. You can even hear me screeching off. Like screeching off. Like, after that, she didn't talk to me for a few days.
So did you have to tell her that you have
yeah, eventually I had to, because that was the only way she was going to talk to me ever again.
Speaking of sex, right? Do you feel like you having sexual activities, like, does that trigger a crisis in your experience?
No. For us, right? We can't go too high, we can't go too low. We can't get like overly excited and all that. And we can't also go like overly angry and stuff.
Yeah, but
because
sexual that turns you up a little bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay.
That's why you got, when I keep saying know your body, having your medication with you every time.
So if you have your pain medication and you about to get it done, you already know you about to get some tonight. Do you prep yourself in advance and take that pain medication?
Yeah. You have to like know your timing too. Like you have to, that's why I keep saying know your body, know your body.
Schedule.
I swear to God, like it's a whole schedule. And that's the thing about this disease. Like people don't understand what we have to deal with on a day.
I'm glad we were able to address some of these misconceptions.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, all the people that sent in messages to let us share on here. Make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and families. We want to hear your story. So if you definitely want to come on and tell us about your story as a warrior, make sure to email us. I put all the information in the description box. And thank you so much. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Signing off, Chyke and Gee.